Hi, this is Bibi. Um, I've been the chlorine eased up a little bit today. The gassing, or at least maybe I'm just getting used to it. I don't see how one could possibly get used to chlorine gas. And in saying so, she's going to actually start doing it again. So the problem is. I've been thinking of this, like the loyalty to this, the loyalty that these people have, the loyalty they must share. I mean, you think of what they do. They can't really have a lot of friends on the outside, individually, when the group is not together as a group. They have to be basically monitored, or kept on the wraps, as it were, because certain members, and usually it will be the males, will have the females kept on the wraps, because the males will come off, I believe, as being like the ringleaders, the pedophiles, the rapists, like they're these big macho strong men. But what they do is they hide behind the females. They're hiding behind the females. The females are really the face of the operation. Is keeping their nutsack safe, because they have to be kept safe so that they can fuck up other people. Basically, they're kept on the background. So they give these females. You will find mostly the females will be abused. You might find them being bullied themselves, or the impression that this is what happened. Well, I think mostly there's a 60% chance that they are really being bullied, because it's kind of hard for me to see a woman who they're usually natural empaths themselves, to torture a person to this extent. Most serial killers, most of them have been males so far, except for Eileen Wuornos, right? I think, aside from her, I don't know how many other female serial killers exist. So I'm not sure. So they have a natural born empathy, a certain amount of empathy, so it's kind of hard for me to see them doing that. Because this is torture over a long, drawn-out period of time. Mostly males. And even serial killers who have been caught, and it's down in history, have not helped people against their will for all these years. Not with this type of torture. In those cases, it's like these people were missing. People were looking for them, they couldn't find them. This here is that they're doing it in plain sight. They're doing it in plain sight. And nobody is doing anything. It's like they found the perfect way to commit murder, basically. To torture someone to death. Now, what type of people, what personality type would enjoy torturing a person to death? To sit down and soak it up like it's a planned meal, like a 12-course meal. What personality type would do this? What person, or is it like, I don't think there's any personality type out there that would fit. There's a heading to put them under. I don't think so. To say they're a psychopath or a sociopath would be, I don't think it quite fits the bill. When these people start to get caught, when they start catching them, is this going to open up in the psychology field? A whole new heading will come out. A whole new heading, because there won't be a place to characterize them, to categorize them, to put them in this box. Because in psychology, they all go under these headings. They need to do that, because this is the way how psychology works. They have to put labels on people, otherwise something is wrong with their world. You can't have somebody running around out there that what they call unpredictable, or they lack impulse control. Then they see them as a danger to themselves or other people. Even if the person really isn't, the person is just going through a rough time, and they're having a hell of a day, week, month, or year. They need to put you in a category. They need to put you under a label, because this is the only way they feel safe. They do this for themselves. The second thing is I'd like to know is what drives them. Because they do this, in my case I believe money was the initial motive. But something after money came along. Green card, because like I said, my wallet was stolen in 2001 and my temporary green card wasn't there. In 2020, the cop was telling me about a temporary green card they wanted to send to the house. I told him, well, I have a permanent green card. He said he was only going to send a temporary one. He's going to send a temporary one so that when they come to arrest the guy next door, that they will question everybody in the yard, and he just wants me to have something to show that I don't get into any trouble. I think his intentions were good. This is why I know the whole thing was planned out. These people have people in immigration. They're working with people within immigration. If not, then this is just words, but the actual torture of myself and others is very real. You take all the words, temporary green card, who is pedophiling, who is raping, who has so many charges, all that. The torture, I can assure you, is very real. I can't find any of my inheritance is also very real. The back of my neck and my head being messed up is very real. People just going away from me, I can't get a hold of anyone and getting hacked constantly, my business is under attack, is very, very real. So whether these things, these labels, they have anything to put under these labels as people or deeds or whatever they've done, the things that I just explained, they're very, very real, which spells it's not a dog or a cat or a bird or a reptile or a mammal or an amphibian, it doesn't matter. Some human being is responsible for it. I don't know which category or which heading they will come under, but they are responsible for it. What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on how a group of people can torture someone for so long for the sole purpose of watching them in distress and dis-ease and hurting and begging for mercy for their life? I have literally begged for my life. Please leave me alone. Please, please. They don't care. They come at you harder when you beg because they see that as an opening to get in. I believe that they think of themselves like demons. Like I said, there's a new thing in China where they're eating fetuses, like dead babies or something. I don't know how true this is. It was on the news. So I don't know if it's reached America yet. I believe it may have. Some people actually will eat after birth. They're putting them in lotions and creams and stuff, but people will actually eat after birth. What if they've graduated from the afterbirth to the actual fetus itself? On a spiritual level, I don't want to know what the implications are, and what the sins are that follows that type of behavior. I don't know. I have no idea. How I see it from a legal point of view is that you're cutting someone off because it won't be a dead baby like a fetus. It won't be like somebody came out stillborn, some baby came out stillborn and that's what they do or whatever. Eventually, what will happen is that it'll go all the way, they'll start killing them. If this is true, because I saw it. I saw something where they had like a play where they were trying to bring awareness that this is actually happening in China. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like aside from the health hazards to this, I don't know. I have no idea. I just think it's horrible, it's gross, but it's being done. I don't know how that links to me. I think I'm just finding information all over how this works. I do have an MRI scheduled for next month that I have to go to, so I'll see. Now, one of the things I know and I'm afraid they'll do is, I mentioned this before, like if somebody's go for a polygraph, these people are messing with the electricity. They can send these electrical impulses to you in various body parts via this smart dust or whatever they call it. Now, if it's a very serious case, murder perhaps, manslaughter, rape, You have to take a polygraph, even though it's not admissible in court. It says that it speaks a lot for the cops itself, for the cops themselves. Well, you agreed to do it, so it's kind of like almost like an admission of innocence. Well, you're taking on the innocent persona. I did not do this. See, I will go to extreme lengths to do this. Now, with all the jolting, and Kevin is one of those people that will testify to this, the jolting, you cannot, if one of us has to go through this and they wanted to give us a polygraph, and these people are jolting, all those questions will be wrong. Then you will either go where you have no emotions at all, or you're just vibrating like this, you're just vibrating like an Energizer bunny. It will be a false positive or a false negative. It's not going to be accurate. I think they'll have to do away with polygraphs until this is under control. I don't know how they're doing it. Or they'll have to put it in a facility where it can't be reached from the outside, not in a normal brick and mortar building. They'll have to have a facility where it's completely sealed off. And it's probably run by a generator. This is the world we know and we love, and this is what it's going to become. If it's to be fair, it'll have to be in an area that's sectioned off from everywhere else and run by a generator. That's being watched in real time. That nobody has access to it. To power this particular space right here. But as foolish as that sounds, because a lot of criminals are walking free because of this. A lot of criminals, and they're putting people like you and me, our lives in danger. They're putting the lives of young girls in danger, the rapists. They're putting the lives of women and men in danger. They're putting the lives of children in danger. You have the pedophiles, because that's a big one. They're putting people's lives in jeopardy. Now, what are your thoughts? You see, I'm saying these things because I want you to think about them, to break them down in your head. One of these people here, they always talk about normalizing. Well, it's so normalized. Well, yes, I need it to be normalized. It's not a taboo thing. It's a very real situation, and we need to address it. The more you look at it, the more you dissect it, is the less power they have over you. Because the more you're now able to look and identify what's around you. No, nothing hush hush. If the police and the FBI are not going to help us, we have to train our minds to help ourselves. This is how we do it, by bringing awareness and not being afraid of it, but minimizing it. And standing your ground, stand up for your rights. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Please let me know. I'll be, any comments, negative or positive, please let me know. And stay strong.